Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Letcher County is moving forward with a plan that's taken 20 years to take flight. Plus, Kentucky is not alone in facing freezing temperatures as parts of the country are blanketed in snow for the first time in a long time.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Thanks for joining us, and good morning. I'm Madison Carmouche. We are almost at that 6:30 mark this Wednesday morning. Today is December 4th. Let's check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmall for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, it's cold, and what should people have on?
You should have a coat, some gloves, maybe even a scarf if you own one, because this morning is cold. But the good news is we won't be staying this cold all day long. Now let's take a look at those current temperatures where we have some areas in the teens. 19 degrees in Williamsburg, 14 in Jonesville, 12 in Clintwood, and 16 in Manchester. So again, it's going to be a cold day, and if you're not in the teens, you're in the low 20s, with the exception of Monticello in the upper 20s. But we will be warming as we're going throughout your day, and our forecast highs will be in the 40s for the most part, with some standout cities hitting that 50-degree mark today. So overall, it will be warmer than it has been this week, but don't expect overall super warm weather, and we will be cooling down as we're heading into tomorrow, unfortunately. So take advantage of the 40s while they are still here. And our satellite and radar is clear right now. We do have some clouds moving into our area, and that will increase throughout the day, having thicker cloud cover as you're going through the midday and afternoon hours. So let's take a look at Wednesday's forecast. We have the temperature warming up until about 4 p.m. and then cooling off after that with winds southwest around 5 to 15 degrees. Madison.
All right, Megan, thank you. A Letcher County man indicted on a murder charge is set to appear in court today. 25-year-old Vincent Fleming is suspected of killing 23-year-old Renata Bailey. Police say Bailey's cause of death was blunt force trauma. His arraignment is set for 9 this morning in Letcher County Circuit Court. One person is dead after a one-vehicle crash in Letcher County. It happened Monday on Defeated Creek Road in the Line Fork area. Troopers with Kentucky State Police say they responded to the scene where they found a truck overturned. Police say 58-year-old Terry Combs of Line Fork was pronounced dead at the scene. They say seat belts were not used, and alcohol is suspected to have been a factor in the crash. A Pike County man is behind bars after he reportedly crashed a vehicle with children inside. The crash happened on Sunday. Crews with the Belfry Fire Department gave 2 units of Narcan to John Mayhew since he was found unresponsive behind the wheel. Children told police Mayhew was staggering all over the road before the crash. According to the arrest citation, Mayhew showed enough signs of impairment to lead to his arrest. He was taken to the Pike County Detention Center. In Claiborne County, Tennessee, 3 people are facing charges following a traffic stop. Detectives with the Claiborne County Sheriff's Office Drug and Criminal Investigations Division executed the traffic stop yesterday on Highway 33. A K-9 deputy alerted detectives of narcotics inside the vehicle. Handguns, mushrooms, meth, and cocaine were found. Braden Dre Greer, Bryson Harvey Hattifield, and Caitlin Nicole Boatwright were arrested. A woman was arrested after a hit-and-run investigation in Wayne County. The Monticello Police Department says Monday evening a car left the scene of a crash on Main Street. A Wayne County Sheriff's deputy found the damaged car and its driver in a driveway on Sally Burnett Road. They arrested 22-year-old Mackenzie Brown. She is now charged with leaving the scene of an accident, wanton endangerment, and DUI, among others. A project 20 years in the making is making progress in Letcher County. Funding to create engineering and layout plans for an airport were approved. The airport would be off Stampers Branch in Isom. Airport Board Chairman Jeffrey Justice says the layouts would then lead to plans for a terminal and hangars.
A lot of times businesses buy those, private individuals. You can have some reserved for National Guard and that type of thing if they have an interest. They've not expressed that right now, but just some possibilities.
Justice says the Whitesburg ARH hospital would benefit because they have trouble flying helicopters through fog in the area. The airport would have close access to Kentucky Highway 15. $14.5 million have been awarded by the Appalachian Regional Commission for projects in 8 states. That includes more than $11 million in grants being awarded for projects in Kentucky and West Virginia. Morehead State University is receiving more than $3 million to build an aerospace workforce in Kentucky and West Virginia. We have more about this at WYMT.com. The city of Morehead is letting people off the hook this holiday season. Police say they will not issue tickets for people who violate 2-hour parking on Main Street from now until January. Officers say that does not include parking in restricted areas, people parked the wrong way, or those parking in a handicapped spot without the correct tag. Yesterday was National Day of Giving, also known as Giving Tuesday. It falls on the first Tuesday after Thanksgiving. WYMT's Caroline Mueller shows us how the day impacts nonprofits right here in Appalachia.
Created in 2012, the mission behind Giving Tuesday is simple: a day that encourages people around the world to do good. Folks in the mountains will benefit from the generosity of others.
This is a huge day for us from a fundraising perspective because, of course, as a nonprofit organization, the way that we fund everything that we do is through grants and donations. So it's very, very important to us to be able to get this money coming in today.
Corps Officer for the Salvation Army of Middlesboro, Carrie McCall, says the day is a good way to refocus on what the holiday season is about, especially after the long weekend of shopping sales and spending money.
We serve meals to the homeless community 4 days a week. We help with utility and rent assistance, and we're also able to provide food through our food pantry on a daily basis as well.
McCall says the Middlesboro location does not receive any government funding, relying on individual gifts.
Every dollar that's raised gets put to use here in our community. What we raise during this season helps to ensure that we're able to help people year-round.
Mindy Miller with the Housing Development Alliance says 2 years later, they are still rebuilding homes for flood survivors. When they get donations, that money is used right away, so those who give will see an immediate impact on the community.
It's not like you give money to an idea, like, you know, like an agency that supports an idea and you kind of wait to see what happens. With us, we're building homes every single day, so your money goes to work immediately.
When it comes to generosity, Miller and McCall say every dollar counts. Caroline Mueller, WYMT Mountain News.
We will have details on our website, WYMT.com, on ways you can give to HDA and the Salvation Army. And there are, of course, many other organizations and nonprofits you can give to. The World Health Organization says 90% of displaced people in Gaza are living in tents, more than 1 year after the Israel-Hamas war began. A mother and her son arrived in Lexington after evacuating the Middle East due to a bombing. Mustafa will start treatment at Shriners Hospital. Local group Lex for Palestine organized a crowd to greet the boy and his mother at Bluegrass Airport. The family's host mother says it warmed her heart to see the outpouring of support.
It's nice to see all the support, and there's so many more people that just couldn't make it today. And I know that if I need any help or I need anything, literally just a phone call, a text, and I will have hundreds of people at my doorstep.
Last year, Mustafa's neighbor's house was bombed and collapsed on top of him, causing his leg to be stuck between large pieces of metal. The only way forward was through amputation.
This morning we are in the clear from fog. There is a little bit that is south of our area that could be moving up towards us, but for the most part we're looking at those 10s across the board. Now, as we're looking at satellite and radar, we are not fully in the clear as we do have those clouds that are starting to move into our area, and that will continue as we're going throughout the day, increasing that cloud cover throughout all of your day. We do have a break in the clouds as you're heading in the afternoon, but Taking a look at those forecast highs for today, we do have the 40s. We do have some areas that are a little bit warmer than others, though. As you're traveling more towards the west, you could see 50 degrees being hit in Manchester, Williamsburg, Somerset, and Monticello, but it will be cooler as you're heading towards Virginia in the low 40s and upper 30s. But as you're heading off to the bus stop this morning, 22 degrees, and by the time you're heading home, 45 degrees will be your temperature. Madison.
All right, Megan, thank you. No rest for the snow weary. This morning, New York's governor is urging people to prepare for possibly another foot of snow over the next few days. Winter weather is taking its toll on roads up and down the East Coast. And as Jared Hill reports, the season hasn't even officially started.
It's not a lot, but Tuesday, this was reportedly the first measurable snow for parts of North Carolina in more than 1,000 days. Earlier, icy roads may have caused a real backup for drivers.
3 hours, 4 hours or something, unbelievable. Yep.
Communities from southern Kentucky to southern Massachusetts have been dusted with a blanket of snow. New York Governor Kathy Hochul is warning people near the Great Lakes upwards of a foot could fall through Friday, hitting regions already buried under multiple feet of heavy snow, causing this barn to collapse and raising concerns about others.
This has been our most significant issue other than just the traffic issues so far.
In some areas, snow removal has proven dangerous. In Erie, Pennsylvania, this cracked windshield, the result of a snowplow pushing mounds of snow off an overpass as the car was driving by.
All of the snow that he was plowing just came crashing down on top of my windshield. Just took me by surprise.
Also in Erie, students were evacuated from a school Tuesday morning, with officials worried about bent ceilings in the building due to the weight of the snow on the roof. Classes were moved to another building while an inspector investigates. Pennsylvania's governor is pushing resources to the northwestern part of the state to respond to the storms. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Stop.